I like throwing a curveball at the beginning. For all three of you, if someone has actually never seen anything that you've done before, what is the first thing you want them watching and why?
For me, it would be Behind the Purple Door, Incest is Relative. It's a light porn that I did when I was 18 years old. Now, hear me out. I have a soliloquy right in the middle, and I say, just The Office, I think. The Office would be for me.
I guess Charisse from High Fidelity.
Patti, did you do anything?
I think Behind the Purple Door, Incest is Relative too. That was my first film, and it was a non-sexual role, but I
refused to do the sequel. She was in it,
and I nailed it.
Who'd you play?
I guess doorman and barkeep.
Oh.
I think maybe I Think You Should Leave is the thing that I've done that is most in tune to my sense of humor.
What? I saw you on. What sketch did you do?
I was the barkeep and I was the doorman.
There you have it.
But I did have unsimulated sex on that one, like on screen.
I Think You Should Leave, and I Think You Should Leave.
Every sketch. A lot of it got cut.
Has this been any help at all to you?
Listen, actually, it has. I like when people can improv like that, and because I could never do what you just did. Never in a million years. I love learning about the behind the scenes of the making of any movie, any show. So for soon-to-be fans of this, what do you actually think they would be surprised to learn about the making of Lost City?
To work on a body of water is actually very difficult, and a lot of moving parts, and there's maybe 10 boats out there with you, and the director's giving you notes as like the ships are literally passing, and they're like yelling across their boat to you. That's of crazy. Like, can you do this now with the, and you're like, what? It's wild working on the water, but it's what you end up getting from it is priceless. But I never knew it was going to be that much.
And I think people, yes, that was dangerous. And I think people would be curious to know that Channing Tatum and myself, we have the same trainer. Mm-hmm. We do the same regiment.
Yeah. And that's why he looks the way he does.
It makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
Patti has something to say.
I just want to say that you kind of said Channing's name like Channing Tatum. You kind of said it weird.
What's his name?
Channing Tatum.
And you're thinking of Carol Channing.
Sandra Bullock.
You're thinking of Carol Channing.
Yeah. Oh, that's close.
I think people would be very surprised to know that in the DR, we shot it. It was in the rainy season, so there was a lot. Like the movie's beautiful, sunny movie, but they were stopping a lot for rain, and it rains very like randomly. And it's super spontaneous, and it would rain super hard for like a couple of minutes, and then it would stop and be really sunny.
And you think people find that interesting?
It was hurricane season.
It is a fact. What she says is true. I just don't know how interesting it is.
It's not.
It's the rating season. It's not. The freaking Caribbean.
Sometimes I'm afraid I'm stupid.
No.
You have nothing to fear.
Has it been like this all day?
Yeah.
We've been here a long time.
We've been here since 2 a.m. last night.
So I definitely want to know, obviously I'm a huge Brad Pitt fan, like everybody. What was it like finding out that Brad's going to be in the movie and then you have 0 scenes with him?
How do you know? Mm-hmm.
There was a lot cut.
A lot cut.
Mm-hmm. It was really insane because it was already insane at the idea of like working with like Sandy or Channing. It was like, oh, okay, and then you're just adding them on. I think at that point I was like, who are we gonna have next? Like Mussolini?
Yes, the wonderful magnetic Mussolini. You guys, he's like our Robert Redford. Brad Pitt is like, he's the guy. One. It's crazy how he got there, but he's the fella.
Mm-hmm.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, and a real trooper. He came in, did his job. Didn't they say something about like he had to stay an extra day and like did it without pay? Like just a real trooper.
And yeah, it's something everyone always talks so highly of him. You know, my last thing for you guys, I'm really impressed with Sandra in her physical comedy, like what she can deliver on screen. And I'm just sort of curious, can you talk a little bit about working with her, because she's so good in this?
She has a very strong sense of play. There's definitely the child is still in her. And to me, that's amazing. After having such a fruitful and long career, a lot of people burn out, and she hasn't. And I applaud her for that. But she really, I think that's her just being open to being the fun and silly person that she is. I think she's actually sharing a lot of herself with you guys, unbeknownst. But that sense of play, she naturally has.
Yeah. Da'Vine says the truth. She's just, she's the type of person that, now I don't want people doing this, but she's the type of person that you can mess with. You can, riff back and forth. She's very cool, very funny, just down to earth. All those silly cliches that we,
but it's actually true.
But it's actually true. She's a very cool person. Patti?
I would say that Sandy is very game to ad-lib and improvise, and she's a natural. It was very inspiring to see her, how just as you too, Da'Vine. Like when most of my scenes are with Da'Vine and Joan, and it was like seeing you and Sandra act together was like, I felt like it sucked me into it, because I felt like, because you're just gabbing in between takes and like joking around. And then as soon as it started, I was like, I'm with two like incredible actors, and I need to stop like thinking about when I'm going to take my next diarrhea. And I need to be in the scene.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, because we were on the island, so that's real stuff.
It happened.
There was a matriculate,
but it's also
never really did.
It's a big deal for her not to think about taking her next diarrhea. So that is, and we commended you, and we said, go for you and keep doing that. Keep thinking, because you're always,
I'm thinking about it right now.
Normally that's her state. When's my next diarrhea? When's my next diarrhea? As soon as this goes off, that's what she starts saying. But not in Dominican Republic.
No, do I say it like that?
In the Dominican Republic, you were like, I'm not thinking about diarrhea at all. And we're like, good for you, Patti. What a pro. What a GD pro.
And I said, I may be a pro, but I'll never be a pro like Sandy.
Yeah, never. You can't top that.
That's what that's the takeaway from this interview. And if you take away from these three guys, we don't think about having diarrheas.
No.
I have to stop. I'm just going to say, in all my years of doing this is a first. I'm just going to say thank you. And for real, congrats on the movie.